Hey, it's Ken Walls. Welcome to today's episode of Ken Again. Listen, I got to tell you that I think that today's episode is going to be epic. Here's why. I was talking to my sales guy today that works for me here, and he's talking about, I have such a hard time getting through the gatekeeper to the actual decision maker, and they always come back on and say, well, let me leave here, just give me your info, and then I never hear back from them. And it's one of the challenges of all time for all salespeople, for anybody that's trying to get through to a decision maker. You know, Bob Burg, author of The Go-Giver, co-authored it with John David Mann. Freaking amazing book. He talks about the 5 laws of stratospheric success in there. And one of those laws, which I think is the most important law personally, is the law of authenticity. So I was talking to my sales guy and I'm like, dude, you gotta stop treating the gatekeeper, the person that answers the phone, you gotta stop treating her like she's an obstacle to get over or get around. You gotta treat her like she actually has a heart in her chest, and like she's a real human being, and that she really has feelings, and she really makes decisions on her own, and she can do things on her own, and you gotta treat her like she's real, like she's a real person. Well, I'm the CEO of the company here, and I called my assistant back, who answers all incoming calls to our offices here. And I had her sit in the meeting, and her name's Amber, and she's awesome. She's sweet. She's just an amazing assistant and human being with a big, kind heart. And I sat and I said, Amber, how many calls a day do we get from salespeople of various industries trying to call and sell me stuff? And she said, oh my gosh, on a slow day, 5, on a busy day, 10, 15, 20. So Amber, if somebody calls and they are just sounds like they're reading a script, or they're, what is it that just turns you off, like you just want to hang up on them and not? She goes, well, I'll tell you, the ones that are just reading a script or just instantly come off as trying to sell something and trying to get through me to you. She goes, honestly, a lot of them, I don't even write their names down. She'll say, okay, well, let me get Mr. Walls the message, thank you. And she doesn't even write their names down. To all of you salespeople that think that the gatekeeper is somebody that you need to get over, get around, like she's an obstacle or he's an obstacle, that you got to get through, you got to bust through that gatekeeper to get to the real decision maker, you're wrong, 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 wrong. You have to be authentic. Go get The Go-Giver. Read Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. Get The Go-Giver by Bob Burg. Skill up. I mean, Grant Cardone talks about it. You've got to skill up. Stop treating people like they're obstacles. They're not. People want to be treated the same way you want to be treated. They want to be treated with dignity and respect. They want to know that you care about their opinions. And I said to Amber, so if somebody called you and said, hey, I was reading about you on the website, and gosh, looks like you're sharp and smart and da-da-da-da, and how did Ken get somebody so great as you as his assistant? Wow. She said, I would listen to that. She said, I would definitely listen to that. And she meant it. And I painted this scenario. I'm like, here's another incoming call, and she's going to put you on hold if you're being nice to her and say, oh, no, sorry, Mr. Walls isn't available. And she's not even going to write your name down because you sounded like a recording. She's going to go back to the call to the person that was treating her with authenticity. And if they said, hey, what problem is Ken trying to solve in the company? What is he trying? What challenges? Does he need more leads? Is there this or that or whatever it is? Instead of treating people that are answering the phones at these companies as these obstacles, start treating them like they're human beings. Have a real conversation with them. Ask them questions. Ask them questions about the business they work for. You can probably learn more about what's going on in a company from the person answering the phones than you can from the CEO. The biggest law of success, in my opinion, in Bob Burg's book, is the law of authenticity. Be authentic with everybody you deal with, and watch your sales and business explode. Thanks for being here on Ken Again. I appreciate it. We will see you. Today's Friday. We will see you next week. You guys have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much. Peace out.